three. Three simple things. Mindfulness. This is very popular. Probably everyone has heard about mindfulness. These are like, nowadays we are very busy. And I like these techniques because, to be honest with you, when I give CDs to my clients, in many cases they don't listen to the CDs. If they last for 30 minutes, they always make excuses. No, I couldn't. I listened to it for 3 days, 2 days. So these kind of techniques are like on the run. So whenever you are at work or at home or with your client, you tell them, look, even if before driving, just take 2 minutes to do one of these techniques. Because mindfulness is the same. It's very popular. It's focusing the attention on the present. Because even if there is a challenging situation that we might start thinking about what is going to happen, we might anticipate what might happen. If it's a negative thought, we might anticipate that something bad is going to happen. But we don't know if that's going to happen or it's not going to happen. However, we are creating that movie, that negative movie, that might start creating anxiety feelings, panic attacks, fear. As soon as someone of your clients, any of your clients, might start feeling uneasy, you just tell them to take a deep breath in, breathe out, close their eyes and focus their attention on their breathing. So you can close your eyes for a moment, because right now we just have the present. The past is history, the future is a mystery, and the present is a gift. For that reason, it's called a present. So focus the attention on your breathing, because that's the only thing that we have when we feel uneasy. When someone around you feels stress, just notice the sensation, the feeling of the air going through your nostrils, and when you are breathing out, maybe the temperature is changing too. And even though you might have thoughts from outside of this room, just come back to your breathing, because that's completely normal to be so busy, because now you are the most important person in the world. And focus the attention on your breathing. Notice the air going through your lungs and your stomach. And notice your stomach shrinking when you are breathing out. And again, if your focus is away from your breathing, just come back to your breathing. Hold all your attention on your breathing, because that's the only thing that is going to be with us until the end. You don't have to modify, to change the pace of your breathing. And even though you can hear those kids speaking in the background, just focus the attention on your breathing. Notice. Feel it. And notice again that tranquility, that relaxation state. You can open your eyes when you are ready. How are you feeling? It's relaxing. It's relaxing, isn't it? You just notice exactly that state of relaxation, tranquility. Because when we are doing this, we are activating the parasympathetic system, parasympathetic nervous system. That is the nervous system that activates the relaxation response. You know that is the sympathetic nervous system activates the flight or fight response when someone is anxious. And when we are relaxed, automatically the parasympathetic nervous system is activated, relaxation response. So our heartbeat is slower, our blood pressure is slower, we feel more calm, more relaxed. Because when you are relaxed, you cannot be distressed. When you are relaxed, you cannot be anxious. So instead of being anxious, you just break the pattern and decide to focus the attention on your breathing. You just focus the attention on the peripheral vision. Even if there is a fear, there is a person that you don't like in front of you, for whatever reason, there is a challenge in front of you. Okay, there is peripheral vision. Just take a pen, move from right to left. Okay, are you okay, guys? Any questions, something? No? Are you ready to move on? So next one, Swiss pattern. This is another NLP technique. It's quite popular. And hello, Padre. I think that you might need to get a couple of chairs if you don't mind. The Swiss pattern. Okay. This is related to submodalities. Probably that's a technical word related to hypnosis and NLP. What we want is just to create a cinema image in our mind and to start switching, changing that image. This is something that what we want first is just, in a moment I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. You can do it with your eyes open too. There are some times that people don't like closing their eyes, especially when they don't know me, and maybe after a while they might feel more comfortable. Because maybe when you open your eyes there is no handbag, there are no coats, and that wouldn't be nice. So I understand that it might take you a while to close your eyes. And that happens in the practice too. There are some people, when they come to see us for the first time, they don't feel comfortable closing their eyes. So they can do this just with the eyes open. Actually, the NLPers, people that are more trained in NLP, or they are just trained in NLP, they do this with the eyes open. As hypnotist, I do it with the eyes closed, usually, just to get into the ritual. So, again, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and to bring an image of an unwanted feeling or situation. Imagine that you would like to change something or to modify something, an unwanted behavior. How do you know that it's time to have that unwanted behavior? How do you know that it's time to have that unwanted behavior? So have that image in front of you, in black and white, black and white. And you can start noticing, maybe those uneasy feelings. Doesn't have to be something really sad, something just not too sad. At the same time, I want you to create in your image on the right top corner an image of your ideal situation, of an image of yourself having sorted that problem, an image of yourself having sorted that problem or that challenge, or having modified that behavior already. Because in a moment, I'm going to ask you to bring at the front the ideal situation and send back in the horizon the picture of the unwanted behavior. Do you understand that? Okay, so hold the unwanted picture in front of you, black and white, and I'm going to count from 1 to 3. When I count 3, you bring it at the front, just the positive picture with color, with sounds. So 1, 2, 3, shh! And now just hold in front of you the positive picture. Very colorful, even with sound. You can even play your favorite music when you are just feeling that picture in front of you. Notice now how the image is changing, how you're feeling, your sensations are changing. You might notice that that's the way that you want to behave. You can open your eyes.
Is that the same, is that same as visualization for sports people?
Well, you are visualizing now, only that this is a particular specific technique you can use for a sport. Maybe someone, imagine a soccer player who hasn't scored for 2 months and his confidence is very low. So you can tell the person to imagine the picture of lacking confidence, maybe when he has failed in front of him, and you can tell him to imagine the picture of the ideal situation far away in the background and ask him to make the switch, the change. But we haven't finished yet.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
Because now what we have to do is break the state, to change the state of mind where we are at. And to do that, what we do is usually ask our clients a silly question. Just, what did you have for lunch today? It doesn't really make sense. But what we want is the person to start thinking about something completely different. Or I might ask the person, look up, look down, look left, look right. The person might be a little bit surprised. What's the meaning of this? But they don't know what we are doing, so they don't ask. So again, now, just close your eyes and try to bring the unwanted picture in front of you. Try to bring the unwanted picture in front of you. And again, some people might start noticing that the feeling has already decreased. They might start noticing that the picture is more difficult to have it in front of them. Some people might still see the picture really clear and really negative in black and white. So imagine in the right top corner, a picture of you feeling and having the ideal situation. Because in a moment, we're going to switch that picture. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Now in front of you, just the positive picture with color, with sounds, noticing that picture there in front of you. That's right, sending off into the space, the negative picture, just off into the space, the unwanted behavior, and just keep in front of you just that positive picture. Notice the color, notice that joy, that change in your feeling, your behaviors. That's right, you're doing fantastic. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, so have you noticed the change between the feelings of the two pictures when you have one picture in front of you and when you have the other picture? What we are telling our brain by doing this is whenever I'm feeling uneasy or I have this unwanted feeling, I want this other thing. So I don't want this, I want this other thing. I don't want to feel uneasy, I want the picture. So you repeat over and over again. It might happen that whenever you are feeling uneasy, automatically that picture of you feeling great is going to come until there will be a moment that you are not feeling uneasy in that particular situation anymore because you have broken the pattern. Does it make sense to you? Am I going too fast? Good. Okay, so another technique that you have there. I'm giving you just their simple techniques. After you can pick whatever you want to start using it with your friends, family, or clients. There is something that is called submodalities in NLP. And what it means is just to change the movie that we have in our mind. What does it mean? When you are watching a movie on TV, a movie that you like, you might start crying or you might start laughing, you might be hypnotized by the TV. Many times we create our movie in our mind. And we might start crying because we have an unwanted thought, because we have an unwanted feeling. We might start laughing because we have a memory. And we can change the way that that movie is feeling in our mind, in our brain. How are we going to do this? As we have done before with the switch pattern, it's important starting to change the submodalities. Submodalities means to change the senses to change the senses that we receive that picture. I'll give you an explanation. This is not clear. I don't understand myself. Sorry about this. I don't know what I'm saying right now. So It means that if you are imagining the picture of the unwanted behavior and in your mind is with color, or maybe it's black and white, or maybe it's gray, or maybe it's purple, you might start changing the colors, you might start changing the sounds, you might start changing the smell of the picture. Sometimes maybe it happened to you that you smell an aftershave of perfume, it brings you nice memories. Or someone might start smelling garlic and it's like, oh, that feels so bad. So in your mental image of garlic, you might start imagine someone that doesn't like garlic for some reason. But imagine now that you are able to imagine a garlic with a head, dancing. Imagine that you could imagine the garlic speaking to you. Moreover, imagine that you could see the garlic speaking to you like this. Hi, how are you? Hi, I smell very bad. Wouldn't you laugh at your thought? Wouldn't you laugh at your mental movie? So what we are doing there is changing submodalities. We are making that picture that was powerful in the past now to make something funny. Changing the smell, changing the sound, changing the color. We can change the position. People with anxiety usually have a lot of inner conversation, a lot of anticipation, thoughts. So what about if when you are having a thought about something in your head, you just imagine that inner voice is coming from somewhere else? Why don't you imagine that voice that is telling you, oh, you are going to lose your job, you are not going to be able to support your family or to go away on holiday? Maybe you can imagine that voice like something funny. Imagine Mickey Mouse speaking to you.
The advertising industry uses it a lot. For cheese, have you seen the ad for cheese? They turn them into an actual guy with his friends, so they know the powers of hell as well.
Okay, I haven't seen that ad.
Yeah.
So they change the submodality.
They turn it into a real person. If you see there's a cheese ad, and he's with all his friends, and they're real life friends, so they caught on to that as well.
Okay, so.
Yeah,
that's very good.
Does that not make you feel, I don't want to be
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
And that might be an example because some people might think about chocolate like something bad. I think that is not the greatest food in the world. Yeah. But when you start seeing like dancing the M&Ms, it's like, oh, this is cool, this is funny, they are good for me. So you start imagining those thoughts or those negative thoughts and conversation like something funny, changing color. So you are going to change the way that you feel in relation to that feeling. Is that okay? Okay. So next one, EFT. Probably you have heard about emotional freedom technique before. You can have a 2 or 3 weeks course of EFT and become a great master of EFT, or you just can learn one technique in 1 or 2 minutes. That's all what I know about EFT. And I use EFT, emotional freedom techniques, especially with people who are having cravings of food, cravings of chocolate, cravings of cigarettes. In my hypnosis session, when someone wants to stop smoking, I ask them always, they bring me 3 things. One of the things is just a list with all the activities that they associate with smoking. Another of the things that I ask them is to bring me a list with all the reasons why they want to stop smoking. And another of the things that I ask them to bring me to the session is a big craving. I don't let them smoke the night before because I want to show them that I'm able and they are able just to eliminate craving in front of me, because when they see that they just eliminate a craving, they haven't smoked for 10 hours and they don't feel, they come to the session and I haven't smoked for 10 hours, I have a craving, I need to smoke. And you tell them, okay, so look, do this that I'm going to do with you. And after doing it, they don't have the craving. So you are already convincing the person that they are in the right place, that you are able to help them.
So do you do that with every smoking client?
Yeah.
And do they comply most of them?
With the craving?
No, would say stop smoking the night before.
Yeah, if they could do that, they didn't.
What percentage would do that?
I say 90%.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd think if they could do that.
Do you know what I do? Usually 2 things. Before I used to tell them just 4 hours, and I used to set the appointment at 12 in the morning. So it's like they wake up and they are thinking, okay, I know that the night before I cannot, I don't have to, I cannot smoke, because most people used to get up at half 7, 8 in the morning. So it's, at 12 I'm going to see him. If I tell them that they don't have to smoke the night before, they might say, oof, that's going to be difficult. But they are surprised themselves that they are able to do it, at least for 10, 12 hours. They are already non-smokers. When they are doing that, they might have a big craving. But when they come to the session and they have been able, not all of them are able to do it. So if they haven't been able to do that, I don't see them. I tell them, look, this is something that I asked you to do and you haven't done it. So what about if next week, when you are ready, you call me again, or we set the appointment for next week?
You wouldn't see him?
I wouldn't see him. Well, if he tells me that he hasn't smoked, he has smoked just 5 minutes before the session, no. If he tells me that it's been 4 or 5 hours and he's bringing me a craving, I will see him, because I want to show him the power that he has.
It's a good idea to do that. I'm just wondering how successful
Yeah.
people can do it the night before. But definitely 3 or 4 hours before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky, because if I see them at 12 in the morning or 11 in the morning, they know that they are not going to stop in the morning. They are going to sleep thinking that they can't smoke the day after. So yeah, give it a try. You will be surprised.
You said a list of situations where they're smoking. What was the other list?
List of associations with smoking, activities with smoking, list of all the reasons why they want to stop smoking, because that information I use it during the session. But I have to tell you that I have used many methods. I have tried 4 or 5 different protocols of stop smoking. I didn't feel comfortable, and now I feel much more comfortable with the protocol that I have now. But I spent a lot of money, and some cases it didn't work. It's like, I don't know. However, with weight loss, I feel much more comfortable. Now I feel much more comfortable with stop smoking too. But it was like, why my clients for weight loss is working very well, and stop smoking, I'm still having failures. And when I talked to another hypnotherapist, it was the opposite. I don't know what is happening with my weight loss clients. So look, you never know, depending on your protocols, depending on your style, depending on many things. So let's do just a simple EFT exercise, emotional freedom technique. This might, look, when I did this, I felt very, very stupid. So look, it's something strange, it's something weird. You are not going to know why you are doing this. And what we are doing, we are tapping in acupressure points in our body, they call them. It's like we have energy going through our body. So by tapping in certain points in our body, we are able to unblock energy that we might get a blockage in our body. So there are some points. I don't know if this is, there is some science behind this too that you can research. So what we are doing by tapping in some points is just by unblocking the energy. So you might start neutralizing the negative feelings too. And usually what we do is just to think about something that we want to change, maybe for weight loss or an uneasy feeling, and we start tapping. There are 9 points that we tap on our body. The first part will be the karate chop. I'm going to give you in your handouts, you have how to do it later on, but if not, you can check it on the internet. So it will be, even though I'm feeling anxious, I completely love and accept myself. I completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling anxious, I completely and deeply accept myself. Even though I'm feeling anxious, I completely and deeply accept myself. The anxiety. Now we say the feeling, the anxiety. Now it's between the eyebrows here. We say this anxiety, and we keep tapping. Now the right side of the eye, this anxiety. Under the eye, this anxiety. Under the nose, this anxiety, this anxiety. Under the lip, the chin, this anxiety, this anxiety. The collarbone, this anxiety, this anxiety. Now under the arm, this anxiety, I choose to let it go. I choose to let it go. I choose to let it go. 3 times. So we repeat again. So will be a statement, even though. So there are many ways to do it. You don't need to learn 100 times. Is even though I'm feeling whatever you are feeling, or even though I have this issue, I have this problem, I have this challenge, and start tapping even though. You repeat 3 times or 4 times. It's not really important how many times you are repeating, even though. Next one, on top of your head. And you say the name of the feeling, the stress, the weight, the problem, the anxiety, the nail biting, the fear, the phobia. Between the eyes, well, it's exactly here on at the beginning of the eyebrow, tapping there, the anxiety. On the side of the eye, the anxiety. Under the eye, the anxiety. The anxiety. The anxiety. This anxiety. I choose to let it go. That will be like the 3rd part. I choose to let it go. 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 Some people might keep tapping between these 2 fingers. Okay. Some people might keep tapping here too, because those are the acupressure points that unblock energy in your body. So that's what I know about this technique, and what I know is that it eliminates cravings. So the more you practice, the more comfortable with these techniques. What happened with this technique that you cannot really use it on the street? You can, but the people might look at you like, what is happening with you? So what I would recommend you is just to tap in your fingers. This one. Even though I'm feeling stress, even though I'm feeling stress, this anxiety, I choose to let it go. I choose to let it go. Even though I'm feeling stress, I deeply and completely accept myself. I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay. So, what do you think about this technique? It's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's very good. I use it in the past.
Do you use EFT?
Yeah, I haven't done it in a while, but I use it for weight loss and I find it very good.
And in which situation do you use it, or did you use it?
Well, I use it for the weight loss when I...
For yourself, on yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. How was your experience by doing this?
I think it was very good. I think it's good.
What was the difference between before and after doing it?
You feel much more relaxed, I think, about it.
Yeah. And when I tell my clients to do this, I was the first person that I was embarrassed, because I didn't understand, okay, how this can work. And the thing is that I had to read, because despite of being quite spiritual and doing hypnosis, I like to know the science behind the things that I do. So there is some science behind this for some people that are interested in knowing, because as I say before, sometimes by knowing the science, you feel more confident that what I'm doing is working, even though there is no doubt about the mind, body, and spirit connection. I think that there is no doubt about that. Okay, so...
Can I just ask you one thing? Do you find that one particular one good for anxiety or no?
This one?
Tapping one?
Yes.
Or is it more for craving? You tried it with the anxiety?
I teach it for cravings.
Okay.
I don't, because I use more the others, more or less, for anxiety, because this is like more difficult to do. No, it doesn't work. It's not that it doesn't work. It's like it doesn't fit for all kind of clients. If there is a young lad coming to my clinic, probably I'm not going to show him this, because it's like even if I know that it works, I don't want the person feels uncomfortable.
Would it work, if you think?
What?
Do you think it would work on anxiety or no?
Yes.
Especially if you're a person who likes it. Any you're a person who likes it, probably, yeah.
Absolutely. Automatically, you are just releasing and blocking energy in your body. As soon as someone can feel any uneasy feeling, tapping automatically. You are going to neutralize the feelings, do it in your fingers, do the 3 statements. Even though I'm feeling X, I completely and deeply accept myself. 2, the feeling, and 3, I choose to let it go. I choose to let it go.
There's a program called capacitor. Have you heard of that? Did you hear of capacitor? They brought a capacitor person into our work because we're all traumatised because our workplace is closing down. And they brought in this woman, and it was developed, I think, about 20 years ago by somebody Irish, and they're taking it around the world, and they go into places where, like earthquake places or war zones, but a few months after the event, and they have a toolkit of things like this. They have about 5 different techniques. One of them is EFT,
Yeah.
and she took me through the routine that I used there. We all did it repeatedly together. We were all so calm and sleepy, and I've been doing it at night, and it really sent me to sleep. The first time I tried it, I just thought that it wasn't with that person, it was with a psychotherapist. I thought this is completely bonkers. And I did it just to please it because I didn't want to make it think this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I was really stunned at the immediate calming effect.
Yeah.
So I think it does work.
The thing is that I don't really know very well why it works,
And you don't have
but it works, and that's the thing. And well, there are people, and there is a summit every year with 20,000 people just with these simple techniques that they create new statements, and I don't know, they are like more advanced. They are mastering this technique. That you can do a whole month course or 2 months course just for this technique. So I just give you one simple technique. So before the break, would you like to see a couple of them more? Or would you like to have a break now? Keep going 5-10 minutes, and after? Okay. So I have put a star here in deep breathing because when you go to the psychologist or the psychiatrist, probably he's going to tell you, deep breathing, man, deep breathing. And that's what you are going to get. The most mind-body connection that you are going to get from a psychiatrist probably is effective. And that's probably one of the oldest techniques that we have, the deep breathing. The thing is that the truth is that some people don't believe that I charge money to teach people how to breathe, because that sounds stupid. I charge money to teach people how to breathe, because in many cases we are breathing very shallowly, especially people who are suffering from anxiety or stress. They tend to breathe like, especially when they are noticing that something is going on. When they are having that feeling, it will be like, oh, something is wrong here. Automatically, the breathing is shallow, something like that. So the way to neutralize, again, to break that pattern is activating the parasympathetic system. Just deep breathing, diaphragmatic from our tummy. You won't just put your right hand on your tummy and your left hand on your chest. If you look at me, when I breathe in, my shoulders don't move, but my tummy moves. A big belly. When I breathe out, my tummy goes down. Deep breathe in. Breathe out. Just take a deep breathing, normal deep breathing, without thinking. Don't think and take a deep breathing. How would you do it? Okay, usually when we take a deep breath in, an automatic deep breath in, we do this. We breathe from our chest. And the difference between the chest and the tummy is that we inhale much more oxygen if we breathe from our tummy. If we breathe from our tummy, we are sending messages to our brain that we don't want to be stressed, that we are relaxed. So automatically activate the parasympathetic nervous system, and you are activating the relaxation response. If we are relaxed, we cannot be stressed. If we are relaxed, we are not anxious. So that's what we want to activate. You might need to consciously start activating, start doing this on purpose at the beginning. But when you start practicing, I know, and it happens to me, because when I have so many things to do, it's like, okay, what is happening here? I need to take a deep breath in, and automatically I feel much more calm. Because even myself, that I'm teaching these techniques, there are some times when I catch myself like doing 5 things at the same time, and I start noticing my heart is beating faster. Okay, and deep breathing is probably my first technique for myself. And if you are working with children, this is a useful technique. Children with anxiety, with fears, you just tell them that, they'll tell them to imagine that they are blowing up a balloon in their tummy. As you know, when we work with children, we work more with metaphors, we work more with stories. So we tell them, imagine that you are blowing up a balloon that is in your tummy. Imagine your tummy as a balloon. I might be with my soccer t-shirt when I'm working with children. You're like, and now, when you're breathing out, just notice how the balloon is shrinking. I do it with some adults too, that they look like children sometimes. So you can use this. Would you like to, well, you know this one. We are not going to spend much more time on this one. Just write down these techniques, practice it at home, because I want your toolkit full of techniques. And after you can decide which one you are going to use. Backward spin. Again, backward spin. This is useful. I use it for cravings for stop smoking too. And for people with anxiety, in many cases, not always. People with anxiety, usually when you ask them, where do you feel the anxiety in your body? Some people might start doing like this. I don't know, it's like inside of me, it's like I can breathe. Automatically they are telling you where the anxiety is. Look at my hands. They are telling me, okay, so your anxiety is, what is happening? So I might start, so it's moving like this. Yeah, I don't know, yeah, it's something like that, I think like that. Okay, so now focus the attention in your anxiety. Okay, yeah. Okay, you feel your anxiety, yeah. Okay, so now imagine, keep moving the anxiety, rotating, spinning the anxiety, and imagine that you can take it out of your body. Take out of your body. Imagine that you could take out the anxiety out of your body. Imagine, observe, visualize in front of you. Notice how it is spinning. And now, think of your favorite color. Okay, I think blue. And now change the speed, change the spin or the feeling. Put it a color. Paint that anxiety that is now rotating in the opposite way with blue color and put it back into your body. Put it back into your body. Automatically, you are changing the perception of anxiety, because usually, I don't know if you have heard about homeostasis. That's related to the functions of the body. I don't know much about it, but this is related to homeostasis, if you want to investigate a little bit more. Usually, those feelings have a movement in our body. It's like pain. Usually, pain, if you focus the attention, if you have a pain in your knee, and you focus the attention on your knee, you might visualize the pain as if it was something physical. When you visualize your pain as something physical, you are able to change the perception of the pain. Just imagine if you visualize the pain like a square. So you just tell the person to take out the square, maybe to expand it, to make it like a circle, and you are changing, because pain is a perception. It's not something real, it's how we perceive the pain. So if we are helping the person to change the perception, it's going to reduce the pain. Imagine if you work with someone well, I wouldn't recommend you to work with someone in your family, because you might eliminate the pain, and that's not good, because there is a message. The pain is telling you, man, calm down, take it easy, stop, work harder. Maybe you have a pain in your back, it means that you need to move a little bit more, I don't know. The thing is that there is a message that we need to know, to investigate. This is for pain. And with anxiety, just notice, ask the person, where do you notice inside? Where do you notice inside? How is it moving? Don't ask how it is. Don't ask if it is moving, because probably the person is going to say no. Just ask, assume that it's moving. How is it moving? Is it like spinning? Isn't it? Just assume, because even if the person is not feeling the movement, if you start just pushing the person into a movement, into creating a movement, so the person is going to start visualizing that. And I think that we are going to have a break here for 5 minutes, and we are going to continue. We are going to see now, in 5 minutes, just 4 steps, again, to break that pattern. 4 simple steps. We are going to do some visualizations, and after some self-hypnosis too. Is that okay?